Let there be peace and love in the world. Welcome to Satsang. There are not so many possibilities of expression. Or it's your real nature, the self, which speaks, or it is the mind. You cannot do both at the same time. In order to make the self shine, the mind has to surrender. Surrender its pride to be real. Then we can say it's absorbed by the self and it becomes itself an expression of the self. Because there is no two in reality. So if we still believe that I have still to realize the self because I'm too busy with the mind, you just have to learn probably how to spot the mind. What is the mind? And the mind is makes noise. The mind makes noise. And to hear the noise, you need a hearer. So that is the mind. So whatever appears, whatever is apparent, whatever you can make out, figure it out through experiences of the senses, of the feelings, or of the mind, of understandings, and its opposite. All that is the mind. So one has to understand better what does it mean, surrendering, because you see, surrendering the mind as it was a second before, with its pride of reality, loses that pride, because it doesn't claim anything anymore. Even it doesn't claim to be I exist. Of course, I exist as a personal I. So what? It loses its reality. So it is not that it will not appear again, but what made us surge, that fuel is gone. The I, the person, the sense of I, of existence, is not taken for it. Then the self shines. So as every being is that, one has not to realize the self. One has to know what is the mind which makes him believe differently, and take your birthright not to go with its movement, then at least the moment you have that fire to be yourself. Because maybe you start to see more and more, one feeds the mind all the time. All the time. One lives on it, and as a mind is moody, it's dual, we are in trouble. We depend on what it presents. So, be freed from that, and you are freed the moment in you you see the mind is rising. No, I don't go there now. And if you go there, you know that you go there. That may take some time. That, I don't know even if it is that clarity, may take some time. The moment of being freed doesn't take any time. And you cannot project those ideas, oh, I'm not yet ripe, or it will be maybe not now, later, because I have still to do so many things. Of course, you can go there, but if you have this urge for freedom, you will be very vigilant, not to feed your mind again. I have nothing much to say. If you like to hear something, don't hesitate. You read books probably. Maybe something is clear, but you would like it maybe to hear it again. Just tell, be natural, huh? Otherwise it happens, you see, that even after years of meeting someone that you trust about this, still it goes away, and then, I should have asked this. Why I have not asked this, or why I didn't ask to hear something? So, do it. Yeah, okay.
The mic.
Yeah, the mic, please. Everybody hears well?
Yes,
yeah.
very well.
So what you're saying is you cannot practice to be attentive, you can only be aware of when you're inattentive, when you're not. Is that what I mean? So you cannot practice to be aware, but you can only be aware of your inattentiveness at the moment. Like, okay, something's going out to the past or something's going out to
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah.
And then you catch it and then you grab it
Okay.
here again.
Yes.
So that's the only thing that,
Then what else to do?
because you cannot practice completely.
But you see, no. The thing is, it's because there is still, even if it is a shade of I, let's say, as a person, the I you knew before, that if there is a shade of I, has to be very vigilant, not to go back instead of full life again, so that it can go into disappearance. That's why the vigilance is the best practice. I don't call it practice, but it's the best you can do as long as there is still someone to be careful. Yeah? Yeah.
And how is it, for example, in my job, you are working with people who maybe not know this, and they can be very noisy.
Of course, yeah.
And I wonder, what means self-respect? Does it mean to not be with those people, or does it mean in those senses? You know what I mean?
You know, when you go for your job, you know that this is just a person going to the job.
Mm-hmm.
You do your job, you react as you are, I don't know how, maybe not cool or cool. That it doesn't matter, but you see, whenever it happens, you have a moment free. Know very well that you are not that. You are not that movie. And when you go, forget what you have done. Because you see, it's the best way not to make events root somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Make the background your real self and not somewhere in the mind. Hmm?
So not the events,
Not
not the things you do, not the events that happen, but what you are. When you speak of not make the events yourself, but
No, I call everything which appears an event. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The rest, is in this direction is not important. Also, if you really, really are annoyed, you search something else.
Yesterday you were talking about not going into the mind. Stop. Babaji saying stop and keep quiet. At the moment before you went into the mind. Can you tell something more about that? How you can stay there?
Once you have seen who you are, you know that you always have been, and you are always it, even if the mind plays on you or not. You see, you have to get that print very strong in yourself. How? By allow it to shine even a split second, again and again. You understand?
Can you tell a little bit more?
You see, we identify with the mind, yeah? So it looks like a veil on our real self. Okay. So when Papaji says stop, he says stop to believe you have to go always in your mind. In order to realize the self, it's not a style of life. It's in order to realize the self, you have to negate everything.
Can you say that again, please?
Huh?
Can you say the last thing again, please?
Yeah. Louder?
No, I don't
I
understand
mean,
it well.
Okay. So when Papaji says stop, he says, hey guy, stop. Stop to go into the movement of the mind. So it means any presentation that you took so far for real. Because then you are left with what? You tell me now and then we continue. You are left with?
This.
You are left with someone who stopped normally. Or you go directly to this is perfect. I don't know about you. In case you remain with I stopped now, if you still continue not to nourish, and it can be quick, now I just make it long, but if you still continue not to nourish your mind, how long this I stop can remain? How long, tell me? Because it's a thought. So it will disappear at some point. That's what you are, where it disappears. Not the disappearance. Where it disappears, that's what you are. Keep quiet. Keep quiet there to have this self-revelation, revelation of the self by itself. And then, of course, the mind will reappear as this habit he has got. But then, don't you know, that's the mind. And you may still have this experience to have been identified in, to have been a lot in it. But that, you see, your own self will come to tell you, stop. All this is the mind. For a while it will be like this. So do it again and again. And one day this kind of movement will disappear on its own. Is it clearer?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
And once you are there, you see, don't develop the idea, oh, I'm waiting the moment where even that disappears. Because then you nourish again your mind. So really, there is no reality in whatever the mind will tell. Okay?
Yeah. Somehow I don't dare to ask this question. You will say,
it's too late. It's too late.
But you felt that I had a kind of question. So is the self before any existence? Because my mind is troubling me or coming with the argument somehow we are not as human beings so long on the planet,
Yeah.
or the universe. First we were apes, and then now the mind says, now we can even realize our deeper self. So the monkeys go to realize itself. So somehow you point to before existence, or before the world anyhow appears, or so I have even to
Yeah.
drop that.
I have to tell
history.
you, the world is in your mind. The world appears in your mind, and who you are, obviously, is prior the rising of your mind. Yes. It's clear.
Stop.
It's clear. Did you see that the world is in your mind? All the evolution. Is in
Yeah,
your
I
mind.
see it's a kind of concept, or yeah.
So you see, at some point one feels the right, the birthright, as said Papaji, to be freed from the evolution.
That's the birthright.
That's the birthright,
To be free from
the evolution.
the evolution. So we fall back into.
Not back.
Ah.
You never left yourself, but we thought so because of the mind.
Yeah. Is it not strange that the universe created such strong minds that we delude all the time?
It's very strange.
Yeah, because it's tough for some people.
The world also is tough. Huh?
Yeah.
Otherwise, how even this idea would come? Can I be freed from the evolution? Can I be freed in this body, human being, which looks the top of the the top of the evolution? In this body, can I go for this idea? It is very strange, but what a blessing!
Mhm.
It's a blessing,
Yeah, my heart feels that. Okay.
Follow
Okay.
your heart then.
Thank you.
Yes.
You talked about the urgency to stop.
The persistency?
The urgency.
The urgency, yeah.
And that urgency I don't feel when I'm feeling comfortable.
Yeah,
I
sure.
feel when I'm not comfortable,
Yeah.
I feel the urgency.
Yeah, sure.
So how can you make this more continuous in your life? Because it's I feel that I need the urgency to feel.
Okay, you see, when you have the urgency to feel when you are uncomfortable, you sharpen your discrimination, because then you see at that very moment, you see how long I want to bathe in suffering. How long, And then through satsang, through those scriptures who speak the same, you read, you see, you hear that it's normal, my dear. because we trust what is temporary. So you start to see and to be impressed more and more by the wisdom not to trust the mind as one thought and one had the habit to. So that impact, it's true that wisdom has to be stronger at some point than the pleasure when you are comfortable, or the sleepy quietness, let's say. That will be in the back and maybe will overcome you at some point. Yeah. But you have to know how precious it is. It's really precious. You know, some, like the Buddhas, they would not, they are still followed. How come? They are in their bodies, died since so long. Of course, they were living once too, not long ago, but they all say the same. There must be something there, even though the world doesn't hear them. But for some reason, you cannot deny that you hear them. So let that voice be cherished more than other voices. And for that, maybe you have to come a bit more in satsang, or you make self-inquiry yourself more, something like that. Yeah? Discrimination, you see, what qualities? Fire for freedom, that's sure, which will bring at some point the right indication, a life, and that will bring more and more discrimination. It's a quality, because you see, in this field a lot is offered. Your own mind offers a lot, so you have really to see if it leads you to the same direction towards the source of things, in order to let that which is prior to the source shine, you see. So you have to see, you have to have a discrimination to see, oh, this doesn't lead there, I don't go there, you see. But when I speak like that, it's that you dedicate a time for that. It's not even a long time, but a serious time to that. It's not like you have... And then that itself will become your life also. So it's like you dedicate your life because you find it more and more essential. But that comes by itself. Yeah. And when I say to dedicate the life, it doesn't mean that outside you have to look like something. You continue your life, but inside you, you have this passion.
Can I clarify something, Ganga? I hear you say, I don't go there. When I say to myself, I go there, I'm already there. So
Yeah, sure, but at the moment you are there,
yeah.
and that's why you will tell yourself, I don't go there.
Right. So do I hear correctly that you say where it appears is the same as where it disappears?
From where it appears?
No, it appears. I'm helpless.
Okay, it appears. But you see, an appearance has not a real nature.
Right.
So once you spot it, is it there? Otherwise you don't spot it. You have the knowledge, okay, I don't go there, and then you stay where I don't go there, you still keep the thought or the movement. When you say to yourself, I don't go there, you have to give it up. Give it up, not only the knowledge, I don't go there, you have to give it up.
There's something in me that says I don't go there, but it's too late because I'm already there.
But why you listen to that next thought? Because then you say, I don't go there, but it's too late, so you again went somewhere. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm trying to hear you.
You say, okay, I don't go in that movement, okay? It's too late, and you say that when you are in it, okay, we are on the path. I don't go there, okay?
Yeah.
If you stop, means if you give up, the other thought comes, oh, it's already too late. Why do you pick it that? Don't go there. It means that, okay?
Yeah, because there's something in me that seems I'm always too late, like I'm always...
But this is a thought. This is a thought. Don't go there. This thought has absolutely no value. Because you are always yourself. That's why I say you have to spot what is the mind. Because to you it looks that suddenly, oh, it's already too late, it's not a thought. It's a thought, it's the mind.
That's right. That's
Okay,
where I go
okay.
wrong. Yes, yes, yes.
That's what you see. In that way, one starts to be very vigilant. Because sometimes the thoughts about it, so for some reason one doesn't take it as thoughts. And then we continue to talk. Oh, but it's not about the world, it's about it. Okay, wonderful. I also like when one relates, and it's lovely to speak about it. But if you want to realize yourself, even that talk has to stop. Hmm?
Yeah, that's right, because I think, oh, I have to start again and again and again, and it's too late, start again and again.
Yeah, that's too much mind, so
Yeah.
you just don't go there. Okay?
Thank you.
But you
Yeah,
saw?
yeah.
You saw now?
Yeah, I see it is a thought, but I thought
Take your time.
Is it right that when something happens and I'm in the thought and I feel attacked by a thought of something happening, then you say stop, just let it go, just surrender to this feeling or surrender to.
Oh no, don't surrender to the feeling. First of all, why do you want to stop? What's your search?
Because when something happens between two persons, and between me and somebody else, and the other one does something that I feel attacked or I feel...
Yeah, but that's psychology. I am not into psychology. I erase psychology.
Okay. Yeah. So it's you say that it's good not to think about the things where it comes from.
Yeah, in order to realize yourself, yes. Okay. In psychology, I don't know if it is a good advice, but as I say, I am not a specialist in that.
So if I feel the mind is putting me in a kind of emotion, I just say stop. I don't go in the mind?
I am not sure I can answer you because you want a clue to live better your relations. I don't deal with that, I'm sorry.
Okay.
There are very good other people for that. But surely I can still say something. Not to be always with the mind is a relief. That is true. That's for everybody a good formula. I cannot fix this world. It is the expression of the self. Who are we to fix it? Like some, they want to save the world, as if the real self was waiting for one to come to save the world. I mean, those ideas. Yeah. You need a mic.
For 25 years I'm looking for, and I always heard the word mind, and I think I
No, sorry, you don't need to do
Oh.
that.
For the camera.
This is a symbol of surrendering.
Then you can sit. And I always thought I know what mind is, but now I'm thinking, what do you mean exactly by mind?
Yes, very good. You are right. We can spot for 90% maybe, but there will be a zone where one doesn't know or one doesn't think it is the mind. So, for example, the one I see asking the question and my looking at you, that's all the mind.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
So nothing much is left, isn't it?
No,
Apart
of
from
course,
the mind.
except for the mind, but in what is for me, there is still a person in need, and so that's all I know.
Yeah, but this is a suggestion of your mind. This person who needs.
Yes.
So because he still believes, part of it at least,
Yes.
in that thought,
Yes.
that thought is meaningful to you, is valuable, and you have many arguments to tell me, of course, I need because of this and this and that.
Yes.
But they are thoughts, it's the mind speaking to you. What about if, for a moment, you don't listen to your mind? What about that?
Then there is nothing. I'm sorry, but there is nothing left, or
Okay, there is nothing left. It is an answer of the mind because it cannot do anything more.
no.
Very good. But who you are is not what the mind says. So it's not nothing also.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
very important.
Okay. Okay.
So stay where nothing disappears or prior to nothing, as you like, just a split second, so that your own real self can suddenly reveal itself and visit that place more and more.
Okay.
And I tell you, your need will be fulfilled. Not
as a person.
as the mind.
Okay.
Yes.
I come to the mind, maybe I come to the conclusion that I have to go to satsang more often.
Yes. But I tell you, it's not a bondage. It's to free you. Yeah?
Thank you.
Yesterday you told me that I have to face my garbage. What to do with it?
Okay. So you see what? Your mind, your past. It was about the past, no?
I always see it's there, but...
Okay, when you look at it, then what's next? You look at it, and what you are, what you look at it, it's not it. It's not who you are. Yeah?
Yeah.
So where are you left? Just before you pick up the mind again. Where are you left?
That's like she said, I feel just...
Yeah. Okay.
So there's nothing to do with the garbage, so...
No,
So
it will
when you
disappear
meant-
on its own.
So when you said to face it, what did you mean? To just... to let it...
So
be
that
there?
you see you are not it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's not a small thing.
No.
It's not a small thing. It leads you to your own beloved self. Hmm? There is something there. Hmm?
Well, something still wants to know what that is.
The mind will never know. You see, the best the mind says is, it's empty, it's nothing, and yet it's not that. So when this comes up, after the discrimination, you will never know, because you are it. What you are, you cannot objectify. And when there is any objectification, it's the mind. You know, when we take this path, I want to be free. Of course, in the beginning, or in the end, one thinks, I, as a seeker, suddenly will be transformed into an enlightened one, as if it was a person who would be free. So, it's rather the person, you will be freed from the person. Now, I say that because the mind will always come back to try to own whatever is there, make it an experience, and the experience of freedom can even come. It will disappear on its own, of course, but you see, so just be vigilant.
Well, when you say the self is beyond emptiness and nothingness.
The self has nothing to do with emptiness and void. These are states of mind.
Okay.
You are relieved then. I know.
Because that I know very well the emptiness and
I know, that's why I speak to you. Yeah. It was becoming your platform, you see.
Yeah.
Your refuge, you knew where to go back or something like that. But you see, how lucky you are to hear this. I remember, it looks like nothing, but it was something. I was 92, I was walking with Papaji on this very, very noisy little lane to go to the market. And we were silent, and suddenly he said to me, "It's not even emptiness." What a luck to be able to hear that.
Since I was a child, I felt waiting. I didn't know what to do with it because it was bored.
Yeah.
And then later I went into hurry, away from waiting,
Okay.
to look for something.
Yeah.
But what is behind and waiting is still there.
Yeah. You covered it because it was becoming unbearable, yeah. You're waiting to go home.
Yeah.
You are home. When you don't listen to your mind, you see, you are already there. And waiting belongs to the mind.
So stop waiting.
Waiting belongs to the mind.
On Friday night, we were talking about the illnesses and body pain, and you asked me that what is that which is makes me fascinated by the mind still.
Yeah.
And yesterday night I was sick, and the answer came, and I would like to say thank you to you just to ask this. And the answer was what I realized. It was so beautifully shown by my life. Earlier, I was taking care of somebody in England last week who was dying, and she was not able to even move from the bed. And my fear, which was shown yesterday night, was that I cannot move anymore. My body became so ill, and the fear of dying.
Sure. Yes, but you see, you have to see that you cherish that because it gives you a sense of existence. So the person, the basic person who is born, who thinks I'm the body-mind, has to hook at something. Everybody has a different hook, but maybe with you is this. Be freed from that.
The thing why I'm coming up again with this topic, because
yeah, because it's your cherished topic.
Yeah, I don't really know how to do, because I also should say that I couldn't stay with this job even I love to do this, because I injured myself and I couldn't move. And so again, an illness came that I couldn't continue what I wanted. So I know that this is my mind, this is the body which is react like this, but I don't know how to solve this.
Maybe don't stop it, but stop to need that to exist as a person.
person.
To be what?
Appear as a person.
No. Don't worry about that. Don't develop concepts which boycotts your freedom.
Thank you.
Yes, very nice. Can you give
When the word came, you were always at home.
Yeah.
That makes so. I have no words.
You don't need. You don't need.
I've always searched for it.
I know. Yeah. That's gone. Don't carry that. Be at peace with yourself. Yes, the mic goes there.
When I do the inquiry, who am I? Then I discover a lot of layers who I'm not. But then I always end in a place where I am the same as everybody else. But that always ends also. I would like to stay there.
Yeah, then it's not it. Yeah, but you may not stop there next time.
How to go beyond that?
Knowing that it's also the mind, it's also a layer.
It's just one more layer of mind.
Please?
It's just one more layer
Of course. Where is the others in the self? You said something wrong. So good luck. effort. Catch it.
You talk about emptiness, and I could see there's often an emptiness, and then it happens that I can say stop and not crash the thoughts, but all the mind.
Yeah. You mean you saw that emptiness also is a thought?
And so my emptiness,
yeah, yeah.
It's a thought too.
Yeah. So, when you don't look at emptiness, where are you? No, don't search there. Okay.
Thank you.
Once you go in your still the question is there. Don't go there. Where are you?
There is some belief in me.
Oh.
Yeah. And that you have to give me the final job.
I thought it was done.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? It's a thought? Based on what? What's wrong with you that doesn't fit enlightenment? Tell me.
There is something what says that cannot be for me.
Ah.
That is,
It's the past. It's a thought of the past. Forget it. If you cannot forget, vomit it. The self would forgotten only one, this one. The self, who is the nature of everybody, would have forgotten you. That's what you want to hear? It's okay. So what's your next thought that you like so much? Tell.
That is that I don't know when we will see each other again,
and you want to be chopped now. to be sure it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, it is that I postpone it. Like, okay, it's do it then the next satsang. When will it be? And how will it
My dear, where are you going? Where? You're not very present. You are in the time.
Yeah, I see that.
Ah, but
it's strong.
who cares about strong? You are strong. That's not an excuse. It's strong. Okay, then what? I want to be free. That's stronger. It's just a thought, a vicious thought. No, that's it. But don't give value to it. It's nothing. It's a lie. Yes. You want to live with a lie? Now you keep quiet, huh?
Ganga.
Yeah.
I need to believe. I still believe that something has to change. I just see that in the appearance, in the appearance. So I'm still trying to stop.
The change, the possible change.
In order to change the appearance, I suddenly see I'm still trying to fix.
Habit.
It's
Strong habits.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe don't work on the habit, just to know habit.
Yeah.
I'm not that.
I know that.
Great.
Thank you. person cannot surrender. Something in me wants to surrender, and then, you know, but that cannot happen. And I was thinking maybe I understand the mind, but to get absorbed by what I am, I think that's the great. I now understand what the great fear is. I don't want to be absorbed. Absorbed by what I am.
Maybe you change your words, it will be less dramatic.
Once another enlightened person said to me, "You are a very dramatic drama queen." And you say it again, oh my God.
No, but it's lovely. But I mean, it's an image, the absorption. Because it's an image. It's an image,
yes.
Yeah. And this image, of course, you can get some fear absorbed. Imagine like a black hole which absorbs the person.
My first master told me, you will shit your pants when you're near, you will shit in your pants. And I'm thinking, when will I shit in my pants?
Must be Walter Case, no? With this language.
He said really.
Okay, listen. I guess everybody wants to mean that it's quite an event, okay. It's quite an event to suddenly see, my God, I was always myself, where I was. Okay, but you know, forget about peeing, forget about absorption. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I will tell you why. Also, don't fear, you already are yourself. Already. Some urgent question before the afternoon? Chris, where are you? Not in your mind, I hope, huh? Otherwise don't sit so near.
It's not empty, the mind. I mean, I always like to be quiet in front of you, and then the opposite sometimes happens. But today is quite okay.
But you understood that it is not about the mind.
No, not about quieting the mind and somebody keeping quiet.
Ah,
yes, but the habit to be engaged in doubts and all of this still strongly appearing. Yes. For instance, this night there was, I mean, between dream and sleep, it is a little bit easier because there's no body consciousness and so on. And there was some understanding, and I cannot put it into a waking state, in a sense, you know. And then in the waking state, search continues.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there, it was beautiful, but I don't remember, I cannot, you know.
That's a good sign.
Yeah?
Unhappily, it was in some state.
Yes.
And the state disappeared with the experience, yeah. Anyway, you need a strong, you know, the strong habits, they will be ruined only by your fire for freedom from them and by not bringing I always with you. It's as simple as that, it is as open secret as that.